And in sports, System 3 Central Kingston combined Cups knockout title in Mariacroft football tournament. These and other stories coming up in SVG-TV's Evening News and Sports.
That was the news headline, sponsored in part by Flo.
Good evening and welcome to SVG-TV News and Sports for Monday, August 19th, 2019. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. Hundreds of Vincentians came out today to pay their final respect to one of this country's longest-serving politicians, Sir Vincent Ian Beach, who was laid to rest today following a funeral service at the Kingston Methodist Church. Sir Vincent died on Monday, August 5th, 2019, after a period of illness. The former Member of Parliament for the North Central Windward and South Windward constituencies was given all the requisite honors of a state funeral. Shortly before 9 a.m., the casket carrying Sir Vincent's body entered the House of Assembly, where it lay in state up until about 1:30 p.m. for officials and members of the general public to view the body and sign the Book of Condolences. One of Sir Vincent's closest friends, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, was among the first at the House of Assembly today. Upon exiting the building, PM Gonsalves told SVG-TV News that he will greatly miss Sir Vincent.
He was my very good friend and comrade, very special to me. And the whole country would miss him. I would miss him extraordinarily. He has a very distinguished, outstanding record of service. He's the third longest serving parliamentarian since universal adult suffrage in 1951, after Sir James and Ebenezer Joshua, 26 years. A lot of people don't realize how long he served there. He held high offices of state, several different portfolios, from agriculture to the public service and national security. Leader of the opposition twice, 2 terms. He was also acting Prime Minister on more than one occasion between 2001 and 2005. A long list of accomplishments.
PM Gonsalves said Sir Vincent is irreplaceable, noting that he served SVG with merit in several capacities over the years.
Every day for years upon years, we met at 7:30. We did so many things together. In fact, during my time as Prime Minister between 2001 and 2015, I would say we had a co-prime ministership in St. Vincent and Grenadines, Ralph and Vincent. That's how close we were.
Anybody's going to fill that gap now? Any that can come close to
Irreplaceable. Absolutely irreplaceable. Given all his skills and talents. But he has taught us many, many things. And collectively, we will fill the void.
The Prime Minister said he will ensure that Sir Vincent's legacy lives on for generations to come.
he is a tremendous parliamentarian, an amazing campaigner. But all this came from an inquiring mind and a love for people. He's gone, but he has left a tremendous legacy. I loved him very much, and I promise him that I will ensure that his legacy and memory are properly protected and enhanced. And I'm sure that a grateful people would want a suitable memorial to be established for him in recognition of his extraordinary service on their behalf. A great man has passed.
Other members of Parliament from both sides were also on hand at the House of Assembly to pay their last respect to Sir Vincent. Our news team caught up with several of the MPs who acknowledged that it is a sad day for St. Vincent and the Grenadines as they pay tribute to Sir Vincent and express condolences to his family.
Came, held my hand and brought me into politics. I resisted, but he came again and he brought me in. And secondly, I don't know if it was as a result of that, but I've heard it echoed by persons from across the nation that he was the go-to man where all constituencies is concerned. If you need anyone to come in and provide motivation to your constituents, whether the young, the mature, or the old, go to Sir Vincent. And he never said no.
When the party managed for the first time to gain the popular vote in this country. So I think that what he has done as an elected parliamentarian and as a minister of government shows that he loved this country very much. And we see a lot of raw emotion inside as he lies in state here, and that suggests to me that he's still very connected with the body politic in this country.
So Vince is my political senior by a long shot. One who clearly has contributed much to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Like us, all politicians in office, you would have done many good. Very often people want to highlight the blotch in their life, and certainly he would have made his own sets of mistakes, as I am and many others would have. But certainly what he has done for St. Vincent and the Grenadines by a long shot surpasses any errors he may have made. This is an occasion which you should remember the good and the value that is brought to us in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and absolutely sure that his constituencies are better for his service. And so today we reflect on his life, his service, his value, and his contribution to our nation state.
I think it's a very sad day for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I am convinced that Sir Vincent has served this country well during his time in public life, and I think the whole nation ought to be in sympathies with his family and recognize his passing as a milestone as we go through this phase in our history.
And from time to time I'll call him when I have issues, when there are matters arising in the ministry for great advice, and this I'll definitely miss. Sir Vincent was a very loving man, very kind-hearted. On the political platform, he was a live wire, and I am going to miss him. The constituency of South Central Windward, we are going to miss him, because during the campaign trail, he paid a particular interest not only in South Windward but also in South Central Windward, and he was working along with the chairman, Mr. Denniston Douglas, on many occasions to make things happen. Definitely he has contributed significantly to my life as a counselor and as a mentor, and we are going to miss him.
In peace. He's had a long innings, he has had a long life, and his family no doubt have every reason to be gratified and fulfilled with his contribution.
A number of persons from the general public also turned up at the House of Assembly today to pay their respect to Sir Vincent, whom they describe as a people person who will be dearly missed.
Very, very good man in life, truly.
Mr. Beach, I was a nice man to me. I miss him a lot. My name is Tiny Small, and he always greet me, and I always take him as a father. I love him, and God take him. I hope his soul make peace with Almighty God, and I pray to him and his wife and his family and his children.
Important, serve the country well, so respect.
And he was a very nice man, and all the time of knowing him, he all the time have a smile, and all the time say, "Come later, you all right?" And I will say yes, and he will do his will. So may the good Lord bless and keep him.
Well, I pay tribute to the family. Generally, me and the Honorable Beach, we were good friends. He would always shout me and ask me about my old man. He said, "Old boobs." That's what he used to call my old man. And we would talk about things in general. He was an approachable guy, people's people, people friendly. And he always looked for the poor, tried to keep them, tried to get them incentives to encourage the ambitious. That's the kind of man he was.
Sir Vincent Ian Beach was a straightforward man whose dedication to SVG is undeniable. That's how Sir Vincent's son, Glenn Beach, described him during this afternoon's funeral service at the Methodist Church. Beach said, much like other politicians, his father made tremendous sacrifices to serve SVG, and this should not be forgotten.
I want to let St. Vincent and the Grenadines know, you actually got the best of my father. His dedication to this country was undeniable. He and I only became close when I would say around the age of 20. Because as much as it's an honor to represent people from different constituencies representing St. Vincent and the Grenadines, it is a sacrifice that politicians make, and sometimes we don't see it that way. But more than the sacrifice that politicians make, their families make a bigger sacrifice. Whether it's Lady Vida or Lady Mom, or Mrs. Gonzalez, Mrs. Friday, no matter which aisle you're on, it's a huge sacrifice.
Beach said he was able to spend some precious time with his father before his passing. He said while Sir Vincent believed he would have been an excellent Prime Minister, he also believed that passing up the leadership position to current Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves was the best decision he made. Beach also shared a fond memory of his father's early political life.
But make no mistake that arguably his best political move was handing over the leadership to the Honorable Prime Minister. And he said his accomplishments and his thought process and the things that the Honorable PM has done, especially in the first 2 terms, it's undeniable in terms of what he was able to bring to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And funny enough, I had told Dad, I said, when you used to run against PM in North Central Wynwood, one of the things PM used to say, in the battle, was that Dad was too soft. And funny enough, in my opinion, what made them such a great team was that PM is the soft one, and Dad was very straightforward. Julian would always say, PM, Ralph Gonsalves is his Prime Minister, but Vincent Beach is his political leader.
May his soul rest in peace. And we will bring you more on Sir Vincent's funeral service in tomorrow's newscast. In other news, the Venezuelan student Navy vessel, the Simon Bolivar, is currently docked at Port Kingstown. It arrived here on Saturday, August 17, to a grand welcoming ceremony which included a military parade. Larissa Pugsley-Kidd tells us more in this report.
Just after 9 a.m. on Saturday, August 17th, the Simon Bolivar vessel docked at the cruise ship berth in capital Kingstown with 193 students in the Venezuelan military on board. They were also greeted by Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves and a guard of honor. Speaking at the official welcoming ceremony, PM Gonsalves noted the 3 decades of relations between SVG and Venezuela, which he said will continue for a very long time.
Our position is a position grounded in love and civilized values.
Nuestra posición.
We respect highly
Nosotros respetamos muchísimo
all our friends.
Todos nuestros amigos.
But we have to be faithful to international law and civilized values. On top of all what I have said, I welcome, on behalf of the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, this crew and the vessel.
Venezuela's Ambassador Francisco Perez stated the importance of having the vessel in SVG's water for a second time.
It is a great effort that this crew, students and instructors to make this journey by waters called Caribbean 2019. It is also great effort that the people and the government of Venezuela, es también un gran esfuerzo del gobierno de Venezuela, are making, but above all, a great sacrifice.
Captain of the vessel, Captain Alexander Rivera, said they are delighted to be here in SVG and look forward to the 5-day visit.
Of this great vessel to Safe Harbor.
Esta es la segunda oportunidad que visitamos San Vicente y la Granadina.
This is the second time we are visiting St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Following the welcoming ceremony, Prime Minister Gonsalves and others were given a tour of the vessel. While on board the vessel, he interacted with the students and encouraged them to be good ambassadors of Venezuela. There was also exchange of gifts on board the vessel. Members of the public can tour the vessel between 9 to 12 and then from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. daily. The vessel leaves on Wednesday. Reporting for SVG-TV News, Larissa Pugsley-Kidd.
The month of August marks the anniversary of the emancipation of enslaved Africans, the abolition of the slave trade, and the birth of one of the foremost campaigner for black civil rights, pride and dignity, Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Marcus Garvey was a brave Jamaican political activist, publisher, journalist, entrepreneur, and orator. He was the founder and first President General of the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League, through which he declared himself Provisional President of Africa. Garvey was born on August 17, 1887, and died on the 10th of June, 1940. In a discussion on the Viewpoint program on SVG-TV on Sunday, the panelists spoke about Garvey's contribution to the development of persons of African descent. The panelists all agree that Garvey's mission and work helped to impart a better mindset among persons of African descent.
He pushed the envelope so far, right, that it allowed for a lot of other people now to fill in. Another thing that cannot be overlooked is his influence on, even indirect and unbeknownst to himself, but what became the Rastafari movement. This has to be one of the major legacy.
And the changes into the 60s and the 70s in the U.S. and the change that happened for black people, I think you can all trace that back to Garvey and what happened in Africa also. I think we should not underestimate the impact there, and I think there was a certain pride, call it black pride, even with the Panthers. Let's call it what it is. Yes.
Because that's what it is.
Just about everything started with Garvey.
Yeah.
All of it is you come up to the Black Power movement,
yes.
everything.
Everything.
The Pan-Africanism is something which we should not forget.
Yes.
Kenyatta and Nkrumah, they were strong supporters of Garvey. They talked about the influence which Garvey had on them.
The panelists said that though one of Garvey's mission was to get persons of African descent to take control of their destiny, this is yet to be seen in a number of areas.
On independence, you were supposed to be going a path. We could take control of ourselves. But that has not been happening. And I keep saying that anytime we have an anniversary, we have the 40th anniversary of independence, one of the things we need to do is to reflect on that road that we started at independence, which is another phase of reflect and see where we are going. But we don't do that.
Never.
In fact, we celebrate about how many things, how good things are. So there is no reflection, and if there's no reflection, then there's no mission.
I think it's important because you talk about independence, and I don't think the Caribbean, anyone is really independent, because I think we've grown our debt. We've grown our economic dependence on other nations. Maybe not England, maybe not France, but other nations. So what have we achieved in terms of the influence? I do call it, neocolonialism. Right? And it's happening all over the Caribbean, and we cannot bow our heads in the sand and pretend it's not happening.
Every black person should see themselves as a unit that is part of a whole. And to understand that concept, once you know yourself, then you will naturally figure out your self-interest. And we're still there. We're still into the understanding that we are a black people worldwide. We might have different countries. That don't prevent you from anything. But you have to understand who is self.
SVG's delegation shines at CariFesta 14. This and other stories coming up when we return with more local news. Stay with us.
The local news sponsored in part by Flow.
Death is a fact of life. Even though death is a fact of life, that doesn't make it any easier. When dealing with the loss of a loved one, you may try to be strong, but it's really hard sometimes. But that's just when the experience of the staff at New Haven Funeral Home can demonstrate their compassion and help to guide your family through the difficult time. So in your time of loss, call the New Haven Funeral Home at 457-1830 or 458-1467, or email newhavenfuneralhome@gmail.com. New Haven Funeral Home, SVG's preferred funeral home.
Star Limited is now located on the third floor of the first St. Vincent Bank building. They have extended their range of products to furniture, including patio sets, closets, shoe casing, beds and mattresses, TV cabinets, and kitchen cupboards, just to name a few of their luxurious pieces, all at unbelievable prices. Don't just take my word for it. Check them out upstairs the first St. Vincent Bank building. Don't forget, they still have the best in windows, doors, burglar bars, rails, and vanities. Sea Star Limited, where quality and style is our motto.
disease is a growing concern around the world and here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Chronic kidney disease is a life-threatening condition which occurs when a person's kidneys are no longer able to clean the toxins and waste products from the blood or perform other kidney functions normally. When this happens, a person needs dialysis. Dialysis is where a machine takes over the function of the kidney and safely removes the poisonous waste from the blood. Since 2012, Health Solutions Inc. has operated a full-service hemodialysis facility in SVG that offers state-of-the-art equipment, courteous, well-trained staff, and a comfortable treatment environment.
We're encouraging for early detection. Anyone who is either diabetic or hypertensive and has any questions or concerns, please contact us at 784-451-2836 or visit us at www.healthsolutionssvg.org.
26 retail shops and restaurants open now for your convenience. At the cruise ship terminal. At the cruise ship terminal. It's a great venue to run for functions. Secure parking, great ambiance. At the cruise ship terminal. At the cruise ship terminal.
Convenient parking at the Kingstown Cruise Ship Terminal and the Geese Compound. The Kingstown Cruise Ship Terminal has 26 retail shops and restaurants with a variety of food offerings. A great secure venue for your functions with a great ambience. Also, we offer lock storage service. The Cruise Ship Terminal. Convenience for you.
At the cruise ship terminal. The cruise ship terminal.
Give your kids a new start this term with back-to-school deals from Quartz. Save big with great deals store-wide. Get desktop, laptops, tablets, backpacks, and so much more. Get it all now with Quartz Ready Finance with nothing down and nothing to pay for 30 days. Get a new start back to school with great deals from Quartz. Bringing value home.
Welcome back. In more local news now, we heard that SVG's 54-member strong delegation at Carifesta 14 in Trinidad over the weekend made quite an impact at the region's premier arts and cultural festival. Several artists, entertainers who are part of the Vincentian delegation gave a stunning performance on Saturday, August 17th at the Queen's Park Savannah, where they were given the opportunity to showcase an artistic production reflective of SVG's culture and heritage. Here is a snippet of the performance.
Just give me a sunset, round the best for it, nothing can compare to it. Round brings me to life, and it makes me feel a vibe. I'm not telling you no lie, I could take all the engine tonight. Around me, I think I am wrong, I think I am wrong, I think I am wrong. Somebody call me. I think I am wrong. I wanna see a jump right now. We're up in the air, right now I'm in the fire. They take you up without this, I know you can't go you too. I say, they take you up and top it up, turn it on. I say, yes, let's go, we don't beat up. We beat the bar. Down the press, all out the chocolate. Morning to night. See, I'm still walking up. Time after time, I said, I am all I am, that I am. Where's my West Indian people? Jump! I wanna see you. I wanna see you. I wanna see you.
In some police news now, we heard that the police here are investigating the circumstances surrounding the shooting deaths of Sylvanus Nanton, a 41-year-old laborer of a diamond and Negam Sam, a 32-year-old shopkeeper of Paul's Avenue, which occurred on Friday, August 16th. The police say about 5:45 a.m. on Friday, Nanton was discovered unresponsive with gunshot wounds about his body in motor vehicle PK 927 at Diamond in the vicinity of Yankee Supermarket. A male suspect is currently in police custody, assisting with the investigations. Later the same day, at about 7:45 p.m. at Paul's Avenue, Sam, who was reportedly at a liquor and provision shop in the company of some other persons, was approached by unknown person who shot him and fled the scene. Sam was pronounced dead on the scene by a medical examiner. The police are seeking information from the general public that will aid with the arrest and prosecution of the offender or offenders. Persons are asked to contact the Assistant Commissioner in charge of crime at telephone number 1784-4561-339 or the officer in charge of the Criminal Investigations Department at telephone number 1784-4561-810 or the Major Crime Unit at 128445-71211 extension 220 or any police officer that they are comfortable with. All information they say will be treated with strict confidence. The death of Nanton and Sam marked the 9th and 10th homicide recorded in SVG for 2019. The police are also investigating a report of arson made by a resident of Kingston Park against some unknown person or persons. The police say the assailant or assailants allegedly, without lawful excuse, destroyed by fire a 12 feet by 15 feet wooden and wall dwelling house and its content value unknown. The incident occurred at 6 p.m. on Monday, August 5th. The police are seeking information that will aid with the arrest and prosecution of the offenders. Persons are asked to contact the Assistant Commissioner in charge of crime at telephone number 1784-4561-339 or the officer in charge of the Criminal Investigations Department at 1784-45-61810 or any police station or officer that they are comfortable with. All information, again, they say, will be treated with strict confidence. The first of two conferences on the state of child sexual abuse in SVG will be held tomorrow. The conference, to be hosted by the Psychology Department at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital, will target teachers and counselors of several schools across the country. A media release from the department said there has been an alarming increase in the number of sexual offenses committed against children in the country, particularly between the ages of 3 to 12 years. The organizers are hoping that the conference will shed light on some techniques to spot children at risk and possible interventions that can be made, especially by mandated reporters such as teachers. The topics to be discussed at tomorrow's conference would include signs of sexual abuse, the Child Protection Act, the role of the police in reporting sexual crimes, response and intervention. Tomorrow's conference will take place at the Curriculum Unit Conference Room beginning at 9 in the morning. And that brings us to the end of the local segment of our news. We heard that concerns of a looming recession in Jamaica. This from the region. When we return, stay with us.
Local news segment.
The Everready Funeral Home at French's is your friend in times of grief. With over 40 years' experience, they are prepared to take care of all your funeral arrangements. Embalming, lowering device service, grave mattresses, carpeting, vaults, tombs and wreaths. Arrangements for television obituaries. Cremation is available upon request. Everready Funeral Home offers the finest in caskets and coffins, local and imported. So, in your time of need, call Everready Funeral Home at any time. 456-1494. Everready Funeral Home, offering service above self.
juicy. Drink today, juicy, juicy. Same great taste, juicy, juicy. The original drink, it's a Vinci thing. Get your red and banana, pineapple, juicy cola, orange or apple. Juicy for you and for your neighbor. It's a Vinci thing. Enjoy it juicy, the original Vinci thing. Juicy.
Hello. Hello. What is going on? Hello.
No, hold on.
Hello. You still cannot hear me?
Now that's better. Now I can see you.
Oh my god, finally.
Live the experience right now. Enjoy high quality video calling today. Stream, upload, and share with Digicel super fast LTE network. Visit our stores today and live the experience today. Digicel.
Make it what you want. Make it what you want. Make it what you want. Make what you want.
Tourism is for me. Tourism is for you. Tourism is everyone's business. Yeah, live it, love it, embrace it.
The health of your eyes greatly impacts your daily life, from driving, watching television to texting. At Imperial Optical Inc., we promise you the best in eye care. Our trained staff, in-house ophthalmologist, optometrist, full-service lab and optical boutique position us to cater to your entire eye care. Understanding your needs and how to meet them, whether you require routine eye examination, prescription glasses, contact lenses, or sunglasses, you can choose from a wide range of designer frames at affordable prices and be greeted with excellent customer service in an inviting atmosphere when you visit us opposite the Anglican Cathedral on 58 Granville Street, Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., where your vision is our mission. Telephone 456-1882. Fax 456-2205.
That's new. For your eyes only.
Quality products, quality care, low prices, great customer service, all at QCare Pharmacy. QCare leads the way, providing all your pharmaceutical needs, a variety of personal care products, and so much more. Located on Halifax Street. Telephone number 451-2690. QCare Pharmacy, where the Q stands for quality.
This is Jake's Kitchen, the most trendy place to customize your kitchen in all of SVG. And when we say trendy, you better believe it's hot. Cause we've got the latest in stylish kitchen accessories and fittings at astonishingly available prices. Guaranteed to make your kitchen bling bling. And our new arrivals will do just that. Step up to our showroom, upstairs Caribbean Glass in Kingstown, and make your kitchen the envy of all. When you're customized by Jake's Kitchen, you don't keep up with the neighbors. Oh no, the neighbors better keep up with you.
The regional news segment sponsored by Massey Stores SVG Limited and Digicel SVG Limited.
Massey Stores Pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores, Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
Hello.
Hello. What is going on? Hello.
No, hold on.
Hello. You still cannot hear me?
Now that's better. Now I can see you.
Oh my God, finally.
Live the experience right now. Enjoy high quality video calling today. Stream, upload, and share with Digicel super fast LTE network. Visit our stores today and live the experience today. Digicel.
Welcome back. In news from the region now, we hear that there are concerns that Jamaica is facing a recession just when the country is entering one of the longest phases of expansion in recent times. The concerns come as aluminum prices dipped on the world market, bringing worries that the recently opened aluminum refineries could be shut once again. We hear more in this TVJ news report.
The world is on a brink of recession because of the trade war between the two biggest economies, the United States and China. Jamaica, a rock in the Caribbean, is the proverbial grass which suffers when elephants fight. The economy, which the Prime Minister recently pointed out, is just reaching the level it was a decade ago.
Jamaica's current GDP is just now reaching what it was in 2009.
Is now on the verge of regressing if the world's superpowers don't sort out their issues quickly. But opposition spokesman on mining Philip Paulwell said the signs are there already. If one uses the barometer of global aluminum prices, Mr. Paulwell told RJR's call-in program Hotline on Friday that aluminum prices have fallen from about $2,200 per ton to about $1,700 per ton. He says this is approaching the benchmark for declaring a recession.
When it gets to around 1,400, you are really in a recession again. And as we have seen in the past, the Jamaican factories are the first to close when recession occurs, because we are regarded as swing location.
Mr. Paulwell also notes that alumina prices have moved from $500 per ton to $290 per ton. He says more than 3 years ago, companies required at least $300 per ton to break even. Mr. Paulwell says this is a sign companies could already be losing money. He's urging the government to be proactive to ensure local jobs are not lost.
I believe that it is important for us as a country to be proactive. I remember when we were faced with the closure of Windalco, Yorton in 2013, I had to work very closely with the company to ensure that those jobs were saved. I don't want to create alarm and panic, but I think you just have to be proactive as a government to anticipate these things and to step ahead of the curve.
Jamaica's economy has been expanding for the past 16 quarters.
1 year after taking charge of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith said the police service is in a better shape than before. At a news conference on Friday, Commissioner Griffith take a look back at the performance of the service over the course of the past year. He, however, acknowledged the public's apprehension about the country's murder toll. We hear more in the CNC3 news report.
Police Commissioner Gary Griffith is asking the public to see the introduction of random drug testing and polygraph testing of police officers as a positive, as the police service works to clean up its act and improve its public image.
The first person that would be polygraphed and drug tested would be the Commissioner of Police, so that no one could question the fact of us targeting anyone. And I will expect that all police officers would not have an issue with this, because this is exactly what you did to get into the police service. By doing this, we'll be able to extract the sheep from the goat. Persons who would have failed or are reluctant to do so, they will be reassigned. I intend to clean out that southwestern peninsula to ensure that any police officer who is involved in aiding and abetting in illegal human trafficking, illegal entry of drugs or weapons entering the country, they must not in any way have the opportunity to do so based on where they are located.
The top cop says they're moving aggressively to shut down all brothels, seedy hotels, bars, and other businesses involved in human trafficking in this country. He points out that consumers of the illicit services will find themselves on the wrong side of the law too, and asserts that he will deal with police officers who are aiding and abetting these businesses.
We must apologize for not being able to bring you the correct insert. That was, in fact, the wrong insert. And moving on now, we hear that Russia blames foreign meddling for ongoing protests leading up to local elections. This from the international scene. When we return, stay with us.
That was a regional news segment sponsored by Massey Stores SVG Limited and Digicel SVG Limited.
Massey Stores Pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores, Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
Hello? What is going on? Hello?
No, hold on.
Hello? You still cannot hear me?
Now that's better. Now I can see you.
Oh my god, finally.
Live the experience right now. Enjoy high quality video calling today. Stream, upload, and share with Digicel super fast LTE network. Visit our stores today and live the experience today. Digicel.
Do you suffer from pain in your back, knees, or joints and need effective pain relief? Get your life back with Omega XL, a natural, safe, anti-inflammatory supplement. This small soft gel has up to 22 times more omega-3 free fatty acids than fish oil and is backed by 30 years of clinical research.
I can just tell you from my experiences, there's nothing like this Omega XL.
Live the life you deserve and get the relief you need. Get Omega XL now at your local pharmacy.
Set for Life is back again. Your favorite game. Win house and land. SUV plus 50 grand. 50 and 25 grand. Second and third prize in your hand. Yeah. So play as much as you can. Monthly prizes to be won. Set for life. A brand new house. Set for life. A brand new car. Set for life. $10 for a bet. Live your life with no regrets. Set for life. Did your day done set? Set for life. December 28th. Set for life. Check the lotto machine. Get set for 2019. Set for life. Live all of your dreams. Be a winner, turn your keys. Set for life.
Give your kids a new start this term with back-to-school deals from Quartz. Save big with great deals store-wide. Get desktop, laptops, tablets, backpacks, and so much more. Get it all now with Quartz-ready finance with nothing down and nothing to pay for 30 days. Get a new start back to school with great deals from Quartz. Bringing value home.
SVG-TV International News segment sponsored in part by Couriers Distribution Limited.
You like doing laundry, right? Nah, I didn't think so. The stains? Oh, nightmare. Thanks to the new Tropic Fresh laundry detergent, doing laundry is now hassle-free. Tropic Fresh removes dirt, cuts through stains, leaves your whites whiter, and your colors brighter. Tropic Fresh has antibacterial agents that kills germs present in your clothing. It's gentle on hands, and the smell? Longer, fresh fragrance. Available in original and lemon scents and in various sizes. Tropic Fresh laundry detergent. Agents and distributors, Couriers Distribution Limited.
Let's go further afield now. Russia is to investigate alleged foreign interference in its upcoming local election in Moscow. They are concerned that foreign meddling has been encouraging unauthorized protests. The protests started in July after several opposition candidates were barred from running in local elections. Police have arrested thousands of protesters and some say they were beaten and now face serious criminal charges. The Parliamentary Commission says it will summon journalists and diplomats it suspects of interference. So far, the United States Embassy has been blamed for meddling as well as YouTube. We hear more in this report.
Protests on the street of Moscow, 6 weeks in a row, brought an abrupt end to the Russian Parliament's summer recess. MPs held an emergency session and set up an investigative commission.
I'm sure that we must investigate financing from abroad that leads to interference in Russia's internal politics. We must look at the activities of some diplomats who are based on Russian territory. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but I promise you, we will have interesting findings.
The protest started in July after several opposition candidates were barred from running in local elections in Moscow. Election officials said signatures they needed to collect were false. Normally, these local elections don't attract a lot of attention, but banning the opposition from taking part motivated tens of thousands to protest. Police have arrested thousands of protesters, and some say they were beaten and now face serious criminal charges. This has led many more to take part. To observers, it may sound all too familiar. Blaming foreigners for anti-government protests is not only seen as a way to distract Russian public opinion from the real reasons behind the protest, it also portrays these protesters negatively as being used by foreigners, and this could be used to convince people not to join. On his visit to France on Monday, President Vladimir Putin said protesters have a right to let their voice heard, but the authorities will do everything to prevent violence.
I am a guest here and it is not a good place to say that, but I have to since you asked. We all know about the events related to the so-called Yellow Vests, in which about 11 people were killed and 2,500 people, including 2,000 policemen, were injured. We don't want that to happen in Russian capital.
While Russian politicians say the American accusations of Russian meddling in the 2016 presidential elections were false, theirs are real. So it's basically the Russian version of the Mueller investigation?
Well, we don't have a person like Mueller, of course. I hope our result will be better compared to what he has achieved, because he achieved zero, and we will probably find something.
The Parliamentary Commission says it will summon journalists and diplomats it suspects of interference. So far, the US Embassy has been blamed for meddling, as have YouTube and the German channel Deutsche Welle.
Well, that's the news. Sport is just ahead, but before that, let's take a look at the local weather forecast.
SVG-TV International News segment was sponsored in part by Caress Distribution Limited.
You like doing laundry, right? Nah, I didn't think so. The stains? Oh, nightmare. Thanks to the new Tropic Fresh laundry detergent, doing laundry is now hassle-free. Tropic Fresh removes dirt, cuts through stains, leaves your whites whiter, and your colors brighter. Tropic Fresh has antibacterial agents that kills germs present in your clothing. It's gentle on hands, and the smell? Longer, fresh fragrance. Available in original and lemon scents and in various sizes. Tropic Fresh laundry detergent. Agents and distributors, Caress Distribution Limited.
The weather report sponsored in part by General Hardware, Budgemart Limited.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Bebin, the diaper made with the very best for the very best. Keeps up with them on the go. With a wetness indicator, Bebin keeps your child dry and happy. For quality and affordability, choose Bebin every time.
Bebin Premium.
The local weather forecast, it is partly cloudy, winds northeast at 7 kilometers per hour, temperature is 28.0 degrees Celsius, relative humidity is 80%. The barometric pressure is 14.2 millibars, 24-hour rainfall 2.8 millimeters. Today's maximum temperature is 30.6 degrees Celsius. Today's minimum temperature is 24.2 degrees Celsius. Sunset today at 6:23 p.m. Sunrise tomorrow at 5:52 a.m. The forecast, it is fair to partly cloudy with a few scattered showers. The synopsis, the Atlantic high pressure system is the dominant feature.
Sport was sponsored in part by General Hardware, Budgemart Limited.
Bebin, the diaper made with the very best for the very best. Keeps up with them on the go. With a wetness indicator, Bebin keeps your child dry and happy. For quality and affordability, choose Bebin every time.
Welcome to Finishing and Furnishing, where a warm and friendly staff awaits you. At Finishing and Furnishing, you feel like you're in a home away from home. You will find a wide range of bedroom, living room, and appliances displayed in a stunning setting. When dealing with furniture, you need to take into consideration the colors of your room. That's why at our Penta Studio, we supply the best in interior and exterior paints. Have wooden furniture? Well, we also have stains, sealers, lacquers to get that matte or gloss finish of your desire. So give us a call at 457-2206 and come on down to Finishing and Furnishing today and start building the home of your dreams.
Let's face it, things don't always go according to plan. Sometimes things go wrong, and sometimes things break. So whether you're a beginner or a pro, Gibson's Building Supplies has what you need. So it doesn't matter if it's heavy hardware or light hardware, we've got it all. So whether you can or you can't, we've got something you need. So come on in to Gibson's Building Supplies today.
SVG-TV Sports, sponsored by Remax Results Realty.
Remax Results Realty proudly presents this great family home that could also accommodate a B&B or student housing. Soaring ceilings and decorative columns enhance the sensational home with over 11,000 square feet of living space. Spread over 4 stories, this home is just a short 5-minute drive to Kingstown. For additional information, we invite you to visit our website at svghomesandland.com.
Welcome to the evening sports. We hear that System 3 Central Kingston Combined won the knockout title of the Curtis Silver St. Vincent and the Grenadines Football Federation Expo's SVG Marquardt Village Football Tournament with a 4-1 victory over Adams at the Cane End playing field yesterday. The goals for System 3 Central Kingston Combined was scored by Desmond Lavey, Zaden Simmons, Carlin Joseph, and Javid Sutherland, while Kevin Webb registered the goal for Enams. Earlier, Career beat Richland Park 5-1 in the last preliminary match in the Under-16 Championship. Meantime, Curtains narrowly defeated Paola of Layu 3-2 yesterday afternoon in the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines Hyrule Barley Football Championship at the Curtains playing field. On Saturday, defending champions Rascals and 3 yards played to a goalless draw. The competition continues tomorrow afternoon at 4:30 p.m. when Unlimited Youths clash with Pace Development Black Sand Resort. Meanwhile, in more local football news, we hear yesterday's matches were drawn in the Rudy's Electrical Hyrule North Leeward Football League at the Golden Grove playing field in Chateaubelair. Spring FC and Rose Hall FC played to a 1-1 draw, with the match between House of Graphics Fitzhughes and Stag Boys Sharps FC drawn at 2-2. And North Central Windward recorded a resounding 102-run victory over Central Kingston to be crowned the 2019 SVG Cricket Association Inc. Zonal Under-15 Cricket Champs at the Annisvale playing field on Friday. North Central Windward, who were invited to bat first, rallied from 77 for 5 to eventually chalk it up 241 for 8 in 48 overs. Central Kingston's target was reduced to 210 in 42 overs due to an interruption of rain, but their batting efforts were stifled by the bowling of Dexter Baines 2 for 5, Elron Glasgow 2 for 11, and Trinoli Hillocks 2 for 17 as they were dismissed for 108 in 31.5 overs. A 24-man training squad is now expected to be selected to undergo training with a view of representing SVG in the 2019 Windward Islands Under-15 tournament in December. The President of Cricket West Indies, Ricky Scarrett, Vice President Dr. Kishore Shallow, and Independent Director Mike Finley paid a courtesy call on and held discussions with Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves at Cabinet Room last Thursday as part of a commitment to strengthen ties with the Caribbean community. According to reports, for more than 3 hours, they discussed concerns and plans for governance reform, financial review, modernization of Cricket West Indies team selection system, and the introduction of a fitness culture at the youth level. The Cricket West Indies three-man delegation also raised the urgent need to strengthen cricket in the schools across the region. President Scarrett assured PM Gonsalves that after just 4 months of the new administration, hard work was well underway on all fronts to strengthen stakeholder relations and to bring improvement and success both off and on the field. PM Gonsalves is said to have urged the CWI delegation to do whatever was necessary to mold the wealth of cricket talent in the Caribbean and to improve the on-field results. He pledged the full support and commitment of his government and CARICOM to help relations with Cricket West Indies going forward. The evening sports will continue in a moment. Stay with us.
My sister's pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores, Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
Singer is a family store. We sell everything you need for your kitchen and more. Top brands and appliances. TVs, fridges, cookers. We make your life so easy. Just come in and see us. A wide range of furniture. Right here at Singer. Affordable beds and mattresses. Right here at Singer. Washing machines to make your laundry clean and fresh. Singer is a family store that gives you the best hire purchase deals. Right here at Singer. We'll outfit your home. Right here at Singer. The #1 family store. It's us with Singer.
A funeral is considered as the last goodbye. The memories are for you, the family and loved ones. Joseph the Silva Senior Memorial Funeral Home sympathizes and understands the grieving process. They go the extra mile, offering counseling, private funeral, chapel service, night viewing and church service, along with other services expected at a professional funeral home. Visit the office at Mesopotamia. A warm, modern, and customer-friendly environment awaits you. Joseph the Silva Senior Memorial Funeral Home, offering affordability in time of need. We are here. We care.
The body moves in many expressive ways. The freedom of movement is often taken for granted until that freedom is restricted by pain. Maya's Pain Kill Gel is scientifically formulated to alleviate muscle and joint inflammation. With this gel, you can target the pain in areas where it's needed the most. Bring the joy of movement back into your life with Maya's Pain Kill Gel. Available at leading stores and pharmacies in SVG.
Give your kids a new start this term with back-to-school deals from Quartz. Save big with great deals store-wide. Get desktop, laptops, tablets, backpacks, and so much more. Get it all now with Quartz Ready Finance with nothing down and nothing to pay for 30 days. Get a new start back to school with great deals from Quartz. Bringing value home.
Welcome back. A strong batting display on day one was complemented nicely by the Indian bowlers as they skittled West Indies A for just 181, earning themselves a 116-run lead, which was stretched to 200 at stumps on the second day of the warm-up fixture in college pacers Isan Sharma and Umesh Yadav and left-armed wrist spinner Kuldeep Javed all returned 3 wicket hauls in an impressive performance. Isan, who last played in the IPL, did most of the damage with the new ball, dislodged opener Jeremy Solazano and number 3 Brandon King in his opening burst. The prize card of Darren Bravo, however, was picked up by Umesh for just 11. The middle and lower order was accounted for by Kuldeep, as nobody except opener Ravin Hodge, who made 51, got going for the horse. Rashin did not bowl a single over, but Navid Sanid also was not part of the original test squad, sent down 6 overs. Jasprit Buran, back in action after the World Cup, sent down 11 wicketless overs that cost him 45, and Ravindra Jadeja bowled 12 overs without a wicket, though he made his presence felt in the field as he effected the run out of Jason Mohammed. With the bat, Maviak Agarwal endured another failure as he fell for just 13, but Rahane, who opened in place of KL Rahul, got to stumps unbeaten on a patient 20 of 95 balls. He had the company of Hanumba Viheri, who was more fluent with his unbeaten 48 of 84 balls. Two-time Olympic gold medalist Shellyan Fraser-Pryce will release her new book, I Am a Promise, in September. The 32-year-old Fraser-Pryce, 6-time Olympic medal winner, made the announcement on Saturday on social media. The book takes readers on Fraser-Pryce's journey from her childhood in the tough inner-city community of Waterhouse in Kingston, Jamaica, through to her development as a young athlete, and finally to her first Olympic gold medal in the 100 meters in Beijing, China in 2008. The story charts how Fraser-Pryce's commitment to hard work and encouragement from loved ones helped her to achieve every sprinter's dreams and against great odds. The book encourages young readers to believe in themselves and to maximize their own promise to the world. In 2016, Fraser-Pryce published her tell-all autobiography, Priceless Journey, which detailed her many struggles and obstacles along the path to becoming an Olympic champion. We do wish her all the best and all the success. And that's how we end sports this evening. We'll be right back to wrap things up. Stay with us.
The big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Do you suffer from pain in your back, knees, or joints and need effective pain relief? Get your life back with Omega XL, a natural, safe, anti-inflammatory supplement. This small soft gel has up to 22 times more omega-3 free fatty acids than fish oil and is backed by 30 years of clinical research.
I can just tell you from my experiences, there's nothing like this Omega XL.
Live the life you deserve and get the relief you need. Get Omega XL now at your local pharmacy.
And now for a second look at the headlines. SVG bids farewell to Sir Vincent Ian Beach, who was laid to rest today. Concerns of a looming recession in Jamaica Russia blames foreign meddling for ongoing protests leading up to local elections. And in sports, System 3 Central Kingston combined Cups knockout title in Morocco football tournament. On behalf of all of us here at SVG-TV, thanks for viewing. I am Rochelle Batiste. Don't forget to visit our Facebook page for a recap of the news and daily headlines. Also tune in for SVG-TV News in 15 at 12:45 p.m. weekdays. Have a good evening.
Come with me. Let's take a drive to the windward side of mainland St. Vincent and the Grenadines to experience an unspoiled tropical paradise. Elegance, style, class, and ambiance, all waiting for you at the Spring Garden Resort. Just 5 minutes away from the Argyle International Airport, the Spring Garden Resort offers 27 spacious rooms and 3 all-inclusive studio apartments surrounded by lush tropical foliage and impeccable views of the Caribbean Sea. The Spring Garden Resort is the perfect setting for your most memorable occasions, from weddings to birthday parties, from business meetings to personal retreats. Great for kids too. Escape for a day, a weekend away, or make reservations for an extended stay. You're always welcome, anytime. The Spring Garden Resort welcomes you with open arms.
LA Unique Upholstery. Quality at a low cost. We build to suit your needs. Contact us at Redemption Shops 457-0182 or Stony Grungs 453-2089.
Search for Life is back again. Your favorite game. Win house and land. SUV plus 50 grand. 50 and 25 grand. Second and third prize in your hand. Yeah. So play as much as you can. Monthly prizes to be won. Set for life. A brand new house, set for life. A brand new car, set for life. $10 for a bet. Live your life with no regrets, set for life. Did your day done set for life. December 28th, set for life. Check the lotto machine. Get set for 2019, set for life. Live all of your dreams. Be a winner, turn your own keys, set for life.
Give your kids a new start this term with back-to-school deals from Quartz. Save big with great deals store-wide. Get desktop, laptops, tablets, backpacks, and so much more. Get it all now with Quartz Ready Finance with nothing down and nothing to pay for 30 days. Get a new start back to school with great deals from Quartz. Bringing value home.
Remax Results Realty proudly presents Eagles Lodge, an attractive triple apartment residence. Each floor boasts a large kitchen, spacious bedrooms with en-suites, open living areas, and private entrances and balconies. This 23,000 square foot treat property is fully fenced with a private gated entrance. For additional information, we invite you to visit our website at svghomesandland.com or...
Good evening and welcome to Encounter, a program which comes to you under the auspices of the Pentecostal Assemblies of the West Indies, the St. Vincent and the Grenadines District. And we count it a privilege to have you viewing with us today.